This is pretty significant news. There is finally a True GMT complication available in the affordable side of the watch market. So in this video, I will highlight this micro brand out of Great Britain, the Marloe Watch Company, with a True GMT complication within. But before I jump into that, let me talk about what makes this significant. Because historically speaking, any watch that had a GMT caliber that sat in the affordable to the mid-level section of the watch market had a dual-time GMT, or what some watch collectors refer to as a collar GMT complication. And essentially what that is a GMT hand, an extra hand that you can use to keep track of a secondary time zone. But when you want to adjust that hand, it only goes in one direction and you have to hack the balance in order to make the adjustment. So I recognize its place in the market. It's a little bit simpler, it's easier to produce, and that's why it's always been in the affordable to the mid-level, and even some luxury brands have used this complication in years past. But again, it's not ideal. Now let's compare and contrast that with a True GMT, which is my favorite, my personal favorite of the common or practical complications. Now a True GMT, you independently adjust the hour hand or the local hand. You can do it forward or backward, but the best part is you don't hack the balance. So you can make that adjustment and you don't interrupt the timekeeping. This makes it ideal if you travel. So let's say you cross time zones, you pop the crown out, you spend 2 seconds to get to the correct time zone, you pop the crown back in, and you don't have to reset the time or anything like that. It's very handy, very practical. And again, you can go forward or backward with those time zone adjustments. Now, there will also be a GMT hand, which you can use to keep track of another time zone. If you have a bidirectional rotating bezel, in addition to a fixed set of indexes on, say, the Rehat, you can keep track of a third time zone. But the other thing with this is you have the option to set that GMT hand to your home time. So again, it's just great if you travel. It's great if you live in an area of the world that observes daylight savings time, or it's great at the end of an irregular month because you can just spend 5-10 seconds and move that independently adjustable hour hand forward and adjust the date, again, without hacking the balance. So that being said, it's just such a practical and enjoyable, useful complication, which historically was only found in the higher priced watch segment of the market. And so you had to spend $3,000, $4,000, $7,000 to get a watch that had this great complication. But that changes this year with the addition of the Miyota 9075. That being said, they're not the first movement maker to make a True GMT complication at the affordable side of things, but those movements are very sporadic. You don't see them very often. I think Miyota had one a couple years ago, but they just don't permeate the market. And some of those watches still sit at the $2,000 plus side of the market. Miyota is a Japanese brand. It's actually the movement arm of the Citizen Watch Company. So they've been making movements for quite a while. They are respected, they're accurate, they're well dialed in. They've had some good testing performed on these calibers. So I'm excited to see a True GMT from a respected movement maker in the affordable side of the market. Now that brings us to this Marloe Watch Company GMT. This will retail at $755 full retail. This is a numbered limited edition of 500 pieces. And again, within is the Miyota 9075. This beats at 4 hertz or 28,800 times every hour. This will have 24 joules. And unfortunately, the power reserve is still fairly pedestrian at about 40 hours. Still a little bit better than what you get in a basic 2824 or Solita variation of that caliber. But when you compare it to a few different variations of the ETA movement, some of those get up to 80 hours of power reserve, and you can find them in affordable watches from Hamilton and Tissot and other brands within the Swatch group. So the power reserve leaves something to be desired, but again, we're talking about a caliber that's going to be found in the sub $1,000 segment of the market. And I think, again, that is significant because we really haven't had that as watch collectors in years past. So I'm excited about that. Continuing with this Marloe, we have a reflective and textured sky blue dial, a nice shade of baby blue. There will be a GMT hand here that is floating or color matched to the dial, so it kind of disappears to a greater degree. There is also beveled, polished hands, applied markers, a date at the 3 o'clock position, and what I really appreciate, no extra text on the dial. So you have the brand and that's it. You don't have water resistance. You don't have the automatic signature or the model name. You don't have anything else outside of the brand, and I think that's a good thing. Some consider that minimalistic, but I just think it looks nice. I'm looking at the color, I'm noticing the complication, and I'm not seeing superfluous amounts of text. Continuing with the watch, there will be a smooth blue index, track, and rehaut. So with this specific watch, you can keep track of a third time zone if you wish. And then the bezel is brushed, it's indexed, and it's bidirectional rotating, which is really nice. And then the other detail that I appreciate is the fact that the grip is angled coin edging, which again, I think looks pretty sharp. Now this is the watch on my 7.25 inch wrist, 42.6 millimeters in case diameter, 47 in the overall lug-to-lug department. So not very long. This should work well on a wide selection of wrists. This is 12.7 in overall height. If you're going to the top of this box sapphire crystal with dual applications of anti-reflective coatings on this crystal, if you subtract the crystal height, this only comes in at 10.4 millimeters in overall height. So nice and trim on wrist. I like the fit, I like the presence, I like the color play. And if you were to buy this from the Marloe Watch Company, you have 16 different options when it comes to the strap or bracelet combinations. I put one of my own straps on this for this review. This is a German-made brand. The brand is called Stabe, and this is a polished Milanese mesh, nice and shiny, a little bit of light play. And I think the stainless tone mixed with the stainless bezel and case, it accentuates that baby blue color for this specific watch. Now let's talk about negative elements here. I think I've already kind of touched on one, and that is the fact that this movement doesn't have a crazy long power reserve. If you wear your watches regularly, it's not an issue, but again, it's not very satisfying to only have 40 hours. The other thing is this movement has a rotor which is unidirectionally winding. So it does move in both directions, but it only winds the mainspring in one direction, which sometimes you feel that rotor just spinning around and you can hear it. And it's kind of an experience. It's almost like having a little firecracker on your wrist. This is referred to as the Miyota wobble. They're not the only movement house to experience this. Valjoux is well known for having it with their 7750X line of chronographs, and Le Joux Perret also is known for having this on some of their calibers. Now, having experienced a wide range of watches from Le Joux Perret and Miyota and Valjoux, I can say with confidence that Valjoux and Le Joux Perret have a more noticeable wobble or sound to that rotor spinning around, more so than Miyota. But I have to mention that it is present here on this Marloe GMT. So that can be a deal breaker for some of you that really just don't want to be reminded that you're wearing an automatic or mechanical caliber. Others of you that collect watches, I know you don't care, but I want to make a point of mentioning it. The last thing is this watch will have 50 meters of water resistance and a signed push-pull crown, which I know a lot of you that watch me, you prefer 100 meters and you prefer a thread down or a screw down crown. That being said, the positives here, we have a great original design, nice color play, good options when it comes to straps from an independent micro brand based out of Great Britain that has the True GMT caliber within from Miyota, and the retail price is 755 pieces. So a lot of positives here, a few negatives. Hopefully you found this video informative and objective. I'll place relevant links in the description of the video, and please reach out with questions if you have any. I'll do my best to answer those in the comment section. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.